Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. Going to be checking out another awesome one here today. And what is actually potentially more awesome this game, I'm not really sure, but they have started to upload a bunch more replay packs at my favorite replay site. It is, I can't remember what the actual site's called. It's like SC2 replays. SC2win.com is actually what it's called. So, a bunch more replays up there. So, we're going to be seeing some new games come out. There's actually got a whole lot, like the Asus ROG, a whole lot of IM Season 8. So, I still haven't actually looked to see how many replays are in there, but hopefully it's a lot because we've been sort of skating by on a couple of tournaments from back in December, and yeah, it's been a while since we've seen anything new, so definitely going to be awesome. So anyway, let's concentrate on this game. First of all, we do have it down the bottom right side of the map going for a command center before barracks. It's going to be none other than TaeJa. He is 19 years old, comes from South Korea, and he plays for Team Liquid, and right now his SCV is getting a little bit manhandled. Oh, and managed to get out of there, but still ended up dying. So, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit hard for the SCV to come around and take out that drone because it's regenerating so fast. And, yeah, I mean, if you put down the supply depot to take it out, looks like he is going to be sending a SCV out there to have a bit of a battle. But, I don't know, man. I mean, Stephano right here. Let's introduce Stephano, the very, very determined Zerg player. He's actually got a new photo on Liquipedia, I think. I don't remember seeing that photo before, but anyway, he is 20 years old, and he hails from France, and his birthday is actually in like 8 days or something like that, according to Liquipedia. So, happy birthday, Stephano, because by the, I don't know, actually, by the time I upload this, it may be, no, by the time I upload this, it will be like the 7th of March. So, it's the 4th as I'm casting it, the 7th as, as it's going to be shown. So, it's going to be pretty awesome. And yeah, he is from France, and I don't think he's part of a team at the moment, so double check that. No, it does not look like it. He was in Evil Geniuses up to 2/3 of the way through last year, and he is no longer in Evil Geniuses. So yeah, very, very interesting. But let's check it out for now. What is exactly he doing? Not a lot. He's just going for the bases, going for a third base, and getting that Zerg macro on the way. And that's pretty much all you need to do. These guys going for the rocks as well. There was a reason why these rocks were there. Something to do with being cannon rushed and something like that. Like building a whole bunch of cannons around there. These guys always seem to want to destroy them. I really don't know why, because if you're not going to build there, it doesn't seem to stop you from actually walking on top of it. I don't think it does. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, maybe. Whatever. I figure out the reason and then I forget it. So anyway, let's move on. We've got a third barracks actually, sorry. So we've got 2 barracks already, going for a third barracks. So he's definitely worried about early pressure coming out of Stephano because, yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, you really don't need 2 barracks unless you want to do something with a lot of Marines early on in the game. And there's nothing else to it. Otherwise, you just go for a fast factory and go for a fast starport off 2 barracks, and right at the point where you're making the starport, you start to get your macro fully up, and that's when you go for the 3rd and 4th barracks and so on and so forth. But the fact he's got a 3rd barracks right now means he's either very worried or he wants to do some early sort of stuff in this game. You see 3 Marines coming out at the time. I suppose what it might be is he wants to get a lot of Marine production out, but he doesn't want to he doesn't got a lot of gas income, and he doesn't want to get a lot of gas income anytime soon. So you see, it actually has sort of paid off here. He's got a lot of Marines there. He's still got enough to defend his base. So yeah, I mean, in normal play, going 2 barracks and then straight into a factory, he wouldn't be able to get out this group of Marines out there. And Stephano right now is not able to actually do much about it. So I actually got to say, the 3 barracks play, delaying the factory, I mean, it's worked out here. It's definitely worked out. He doesn't want to get caught by the little broodlings. There they come, and the Marine out the back. Look at that Stephano, man, taking full control of those broodlings, but it kills 1 Marine, and that's not going to be enough, man. I mean, he lost a hatchery right there, so that is going to be pissing him off right there. And I don't know if these guys actually die after a while. I think they just stay there. Look at the options, man. I'm sure there's some other options they could be building, but whatever. And here we go, the factory halfway done, and TaeJa actually going for a third base now. He knows that Stephano isn't going to be blowing out with a ton of military units anytime soon. He could go for a 2-base rush, but given how many Marines he just saw attacking his third base, it's probably not a good idea for Stephano to go for any sort of rush right now, because TaeJa obviously does have a very, very decent amount of forces on the map. And now, yep, getting the starport out, getting all that good stuff, getting the reactor, so obviously going to be pumping out some medevac straight away, and probably some widow mines at some point. And the Roche is just coming out for a bit of a look-see. Got a third base over the other side, and he's going to have to keep an eye out. I don't know if he wants to place an overlord there. That would be an excellent idea, placing an overlord there just to sort of scout this back alley. Because, yeah, I think the Marines came in through the back alley before, and that really, really screwed him. So he's getting a lot of creep out. Maybe he's just going to creep down here, but that will take a while. And yeah, Stephano, man, could very, very quickly get a bunch of Marines out. He's moving out right now. He's got a very, very large amount of forces. And with the introduction of a couple of Marauders in here, I mean, every Marauder that's in this army is going to negate the usefulness of Roaches. So, do they actually have slow? They don't have slow yet. That's definitely something he wants to be thinking about. He's actually got Marine Shields before Stim, which is an interesting choice, but I think it favours the sort of play he's going for. The early third barracks as opposed to the early starport means that he puts out a lot more Marine pressure, but he significantly delays his medevac support. So yeah, getting these shields before the Stim, I would say, definitely does favour that playstyle. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. What Stephano does have on his side though is very, very hostile creep spread, going out really, really fast in all directions. Needs to catch these side areas as well, but so far he's doing pretty good. His upgrades are good as well. He's managed to get 1-1 already. TaeJa only now is on 0-0, halfway to 1-1, so he's a full upgrade behind. And yeah, so I mean, for now, Stephano is doing alright. He suffered a pretty big delay with that third base, but he's got the workers up. He needs to be pushing past TaeJa. I mean, pushing past TaeJa on the worker numbers would be good, but for now he's holding on, and he's getting Hydras, and Hydras are going to be excellent because it's really hard for Terran players to deal with Hydras in the early game. I mean, you need something that can, yeah, just get a hold of them, get a done into them. I mean, yeah, I mean, tanks are going to be an awesome option, of course. Tanks are going to be a very, very awesome option. I'm trying to think of what else in the Terran army can really do with Hydras. I mean, obviously, Hellbats, if they manage to get in range. If you're dealing with straight-up Hydras, then maybe Hellbats are not a bad option. I mean, Triple M by themselves can sort of take care of it, but they suffer a lot more losses. I mean, just up against Roaches, bunch of Marauders, and TaeJa's just zooming around. He's beautiful, but he really does need this tank support to deal with it, and he has got this tank support. So obviously he realized that Hydras were definitely an inevitable part of these force. Once he saw the Roaches, he's like, alright, probably going to be Roach Hydra. And yes, the tank support definitely going to be an exceptional thing right here. And of course, Widow Mines are more suited for very mobile armies, and the Roach Hydra is the least mobile of all of these Zerg armies. So these guys, they kind of, I mean, they're still okay on creep, they're still very, very fast, but compared to every other force, does take a while. Is TaeJa going to realize what's coming out on here? Doesn't look like he's realizing it. He hasn't even got any tanks up here, he's just got a single bunker with 3 Marines, so he's going to be turning around right here and going back. There he goes, just clearing out the creep, but he's going to move most of his forces up here, getting at least 1 tank up there. Obviously, Stephano just going for a little bit of a feint. Took out 3 supply depots, supply capped him a little bit, and now he's going to back off straight away. So, playing a little bit of mind games there with TaeJa, making him pull a couple of forces away, and is going to open this up to a Ling attack or some fast Roaches later on in the game. So it's another thing that TaeJa has to deal with. But here we go, the medevac coming in, gets seen by pretty much every creep tumor on the entire base, so there is no chance at all that Stephano does not know that's coming. His creep spread really, really is phenomenal for this early in the game, and TaeJa, man, focusing on the creep in this area, definitely a very good option. And I think that dropship just got taken out, man. The Hydra's moving up there, did a fantastic job. The Overseer is just zooming around. Might get taken out. Really needs like 1 or 2 Vikings just to kill those annoying things. But anyway, Stephano going around. Obviously feeling like there's maybe a 4th base or maybe something he could check out right here. No, he's checking it anyway, but I think his main obstacle may be this one. He knows exactly where TaeJa is, and he's going to be going around the backside, going for some damage. He's going to go for the expansion, it looks like. He's also got the option of sending over to the 3rd base. Here we go, these guys coming in. The tank cover isn't as heavy. Looks like most of the tanks have moved out. Small force has gone to take out this 3rd base, and the rest of them coming back to defend. The main force coming in. There's a lot of Hydras there. He may be able to save this command center though, because there's not enough to really shred it down. So I feel like he's going to be able to do a pretty good job. Taking out some valuable tech structures though. And looks like the armory does go down. Did he manage to get that upgrade off? No, I don't think so. I think he just managed to get level 1 finished maybe. But if he was researching level 2, that would not have actually helped there. So taking out a bit of stuff there. Most of his stuff doing alright, but those armories, or the engineering bays anyway, going down, definitely going to be slowing down the production of all of those upgrades. So definitely not good. And these guys have got 2-2 on a solid. And oh man, this Roach going nuts. Only actually managed 1 kill, but it was the kill that counted. And yeah, just taking out some stuff, getting in there. Did they kill that many workers? The answer is yeah, no, because this well, maybe they did. I don't know. That unit's lost is actually way out of date, so we can't tell. But I mean, TaeJa's quiet. He lost a fair few workers, I think. And here we go. He's going to move out. He's going to be taking out some more creep tubers. Just going to be bundling up back there, sending the dropship up this way, just to keep Stephano on his toes, just to keep him worried about all his bases. He's going to be sending these guys over. And TaeJa, I don't know if he's actually going to drop. He may just run in there. But here we go. The main army is down here, and they are going to get spotted by this creep. So Stephano just continuously pushing the creep out. He's going to be seeing everything. The dropship coming around here does lose all those units, but it's going to keep going. And it looks like if there was a 4th base coming down here, or a replacement 3rd, then TaeJa would be all over it. Unfortunately for TaeJa, there's no base there, so I don't know whether he's going to be able to do a lot here. Beautiful fungal going down, but TaeJa is getting stuck into it. He's got his tank siege down. Stephano mostly pulling back out of siege range, and is just going to be letting TaeJa get the ground here. But unfortunately, the tank's over here, actually in range of this new hatchery, so TaeJa just going to be happy to stick in here right now. Maybe able to actually hit these guys with some tanks if he gets some vision over there. There we go, the tank, the infestation pit. He does not want to lose that. And he's moving in over here. This bit, just sort of defenders, but not really. Most of his army, of course, over there. And TaeJa, man, is he going to be able to hold this off? He's got a bit of forces there. I don't know if there's going to be enough. There's a bit of reinforcements of Stephano as well. I don't know. I really don't think there's going to be enough to hold off TaeJa. He's moving his tanks into the main base. And it's pretty much impossible for Stephano to really budge these forces out anymore. He was going to try and move his army, but going up the high ground against tanks in his own main base, I do not feel like this is going to end well for Stephano. However, the Marine forces are very, very low on health. They're going to go down very, very fast, and without them to cover the tanks, here we go. Roach is actually coming out of the main base, able to snipe some tanks. Very, very nice job there. Great stuff. They're actually going to be dropping over here just to do a bit of extra damage before the entire force gets wiped out, and we've pretty much just evened up everything at this point. So I don't know who's in the lead really. I mean, we've got a bunch more workers for Stephano, but that's not really a ton of advantage. These guys just coming in, sniping out the hatchery, doing a great job. And I think TaeJa has got to be in the lead because he's kept his bases together. He's mining off 3, sort of mining. I don't know if this really counts, but right now Stephano, man, he's got this one and this one, which doesn't really count, and this one, which doesn't really count. So he's only really mining off 1 base because he mined out this one. And look at these guys, man, going for the Hydra Den. Oh, they managed to cancel it, force it to be cancelled at the very last second. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So Stephano in quite a bit of pain right now. With his economy, you can see his mineral income, not that good. His gas income, not that good. He's basically mining off 1 base at the moment, waiting for these 2 hatcheries to come down. And TaeJa, man, he's going to be spinning out this advantage to all it's worth. You can see he's pushing ahead on the army size. 163 over 138. Going to be continuing to put the pressure, and I'm sure he's got his sights on this base right here. So it's going to be down to a single base hold. Stephano, maybe he can buy himself time to get these bases up, to get them harvesting. I'm sure he can. But yeah, TaeJa, man, TaeJa has to get out there though. He has to get out. If he lets Stephano get back and get those bases up. Oh, here we go, sending a force around here. Beautiful, beautiful play. It does not lose a single unit right there, and manages to take out the hatchery. I don't see any chance of him taking this one out, but he's at least stopped that one. So at the very most, Stephano is going to be 2-base mining, and up against TaeJa, who's currently 2-base mining with a 3rd mining as well. I mean, TaeJa's income is still going to be through the roof. I mean, really, really awesome. Like a 1600 versus 1100, still in an excellent position. He is giving Stephano time though, and I really feel like dropping into this base, taking it out. It has been very, very well guarded so far, but he's going to send some forces in there and going to be having a bit of a go. The forces come straight back up though, dropping in, sending them off. Oh, yanking the dropship back. What a stroke of genius there by Stephano. Very, very nice. And this force actually coming into a counter kill squad of roaches. The roaches have turned the battle around. They're going to go in and make something happen. Only 2 siege tanks here. It may be enough with all these other marines. So this base is not going to get sniped. But he definitely made TaeJa think twice about just running his forces into the middle of nowhere and sniping hatcheries. So good job, but these roaches are taking quite a beating here. Stephano moving a fair amount of his forces into the middle, ready to defend this 4th base if these forces continuing to move over. But now they're coming back out to protect this base, and this base has no chance, man. That's going to go down in 2 seconds flat. But these forces, definitely, I don't think they've got a chance here. And the Vipers continuing to show their usefulness. First medevacs, now tanks. And I really think he can knock aside these rocks, wipe out this force if TaeJa is silly enough to leave those forces just lying around. He's going to go in. Beautiful fungal, man. Stephano well prepared for that move and manages to really, really knock those guys a pit all over the place. So great stuff there. I mean, TaeJa, I feel like his economy is still very, very strong, but Stephano is starting to turn it around, starting to make some very, very nice plays and takes some pretty nice wins here. They're small wins, but he's been losing so many bases that any sort of win is a good win for him right now. And this is big coming out. And we've said that TaeJa, man, he's been in the lead for a long time. And now he's got the bigger army. He's going to move in. And we will see, because this is the big push right here with all of TaeJa's forces pretty much. And if Stephano cannot find a way to bust this down, then he is going to be out of trouble because, yeah, the fungal's going down, doing a beautiful job. The tank's kind of out of range, but some of them are getting in there, some of them in range. The marine force is getting very, very low, having a bit of trouble taking out the swarm host, actually, and another couple of waves of locusts could really decimate these marine forces. He needs another scan in here, desperately needs another scan. The locusts come out, instantly the scan goes down, but the locusts are already out there. How many marine forces will go down? A bit of them, but in the end, the swarm host taking a ton of losses as well, and the other force actually grouping up after having taken this base down. And that's it, man. Stephano gives the GG, and TaeJa is your victor for this game. So congrats to TaeJa for a very well fought game, and really the highlight of this game was the squads he continually sent out to snipe hatcheries, man. And it started right from the start with the group of 7 Marines which took out the early 3rd base. Alright, I want you guys to take a note of that strategy, alright? You get the early command center, follow it up with 2 barracks. That's standard-ish. Okay, you get the command center, you follow it up with 2 barracks, get a ton of Marines out with an early bunker. That's standard-ish. That's the command center before barracks build. You gotta follow it up with 2 barracks. TaeJa went for a 3rd barracks on top of that, just to get a ton of Marine pressure out there, and managed to snipe the 3rd base with that many Marines. When he was sniping it with 6 or 7 Marines, he still had about 6 Marines back here to defend his base. So he had a ton of Marines early on. He slowed down on the medevac support, and he slowed down on the Widowmine / tank support. But I think it was worth it to take out that third base, because not really a lot happens early on. It's not like you need 50 medevacs by the 10-minute mark. So yeah, I think it's a great play, and the fact that he went for shields instead of stim as his primary upgrade out of the tech lab, I mean, that sort of thinking, that sort of planning ahead really just pushes everything together, and it turns Marines into a very serious early game force, man. They're no longer just, you send them out, they do a bit of harass, and then they get owned by a ton of lings or by a couple of queens. They actually can take shit out and can actually hold their own in the very early game, which is sometimes a little bit hard to pull off. So very nice job by TaeJa there, and he just continued the hatchery pressure all game long. And of course, this is a great map for doing that, a great map for hitting from both sides. It's just naturally formed like that. It's a big circle, and you can easily hit from both sides all over the place. So anyway, that's been the game. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow night. We will be casting another one, or tomorrow, whatever time it happens to be get uploaded for you, in whichever part of the world you're in. It's 11:30 p.m. for Australia, so I don't know what time it is for other people in other parts of the world, but yeah, it's once a day, so there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this game. Stay tuned tomorrow for another one. I'll see you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet, and I hope you enjoyed this game.